Okay, welcome back. We are going to do dividing monomials. Notice that the target date is today, 10/13/22. So although it shows that I am on pace currently, the moment that I don't do this assignment, I am going to be off pace. See? So I'm considered as being on pace right now, but after today, I will automatically be off pace. That's why it's important to continue working to stay on pace, meet those target dates. Dividing. So I mentioned in the multiplication, the multiplying monomials, that multiplying answers the question, we have this many items in each group. There are this number of groups. The product or the answer is how many in all. Well, division is what's called the inverse operation. So if you have how many in all, then the answer of a division problem, which is the quotient, the answer is one of two things, either how many in each group or how many groups. So let's continue.
Out on a limb when it comes to dividing monomials? Keep an eye on this activity and you'll find out all you need to know. In this activity, you will study how to divide monomials. Polynomials that contain one term are called monomials. Two monomials with like terms, those that have the same variables raised to the same exponents, can be added or subtracted to simplify an expression. The sum or difference of two monomials with like terms is a monomial.
That's a review.
Monomials can also be multiplied to simplify an expression. When we multiply monomials, the variables and exponents do not need to be the same. Remember, when we multiply monomials, we multiply the coefficients and then the variables.
Excuse me.
Just as monomials can be multiplied, they can also be divided. For example, we can divide 8x by 2x. To solve 8x divided by 2x, we can ask, what number multiplied by 2x equals 8x? We can show this question another way too. Since we know that 4 times 2x equals 8x, we can say that 8x divided by 2x equals 4.
So this answers the question, if I have 8 total and I break it into 2 groups, how many are in each group? Or if I have 8 total and I break it into 2 per group, how many groups do I have?
Another way to solve 8x divided by 2x is to treat the expression as a fraction. When we treat the expression as a fraction, we notice that the variable x is canceled out. That is, x divided by x equals 1. We can think of x divided by x equals 1 another way too. Here's another example. One way to simplify the expression is to factor the variables. Another way is to use the quotient rule for exponents.
Uh-oh, here's a rule.
Remember, the quotient rule for exponents allows us to divide monomials by subtracting the exponents of variables that are the same. To do so, subtract the exponent of the denominator from the exponent of the numerator.
Okay, so we got a lot going on in this one here. This rule's got quite a bit going on. Darn it. Paste without formatting. There we go. The rule. I don't know if that quite matches there. Where are those numbers? Copy. That doesn't look the same, does it? Let's get rid of this stuff. To simplify, what the heck? That does not look right. That still doesn't look right. Okay, the quotient rule for exponents allows us to divide monomials by subtracting the exponents. Remember, in multiplication, we added the exponents. We added the exponents in multiplication. Well, this is the division is the inverse. So what's the inverse or opposite of multiplication? Division. What is the opposite of addition? Subtraction. So we also have this term denominator and numerator. So I need to define those. So we can go through, and I'm not sure if there's there's no glossary, but we do have a dictionary. Numerator. Numerator is the part of the fraction that is above the line. The number to be divided by the denominator, which is the number below the line. So why am I doing this? Because it might on the test say identify the numerator or whatever. To be able to understand this rule, we need to know this. Don't know what that means. So we have the numerator. It's the part of the fraction that is above the line and signifies the number to be divided by the numerator. The denominator, I'm sorry, I misspoke. What is the denominator? Let's look that up. I'll give you a hint. They're related. The denominator is the part of the fraction that is below the line and function as the divisor of the numerator. Where did that go? What happened? Can you believe that? Just flat out disappeared. Copy. Paste without formatting. The part of the fraction that is below the line. So, let's do 5 divided by 10, or 5 over 10. Also could be written as 5. Let's underline that. And then 5 over 10. Okay, so the 5 is the numerator, and 10 is the denominator. So a mnemonic device, not demonic device, but a mnemonic device is to make a word or a phrase that helps you remember. So the mnemonic device here is the denominator is down. Denominator is down. So denominator is down. It's the one on the bottom. Okay. This is important because the question might use those terms. And it sure helps to understand as we go along. If you are working on a tutorial and you don't understand part of these, then you gotta take the time to look it up.
To simplify the following expression as a monomial, divide the coefficients and subtract the exponents of the variable.
So negative 30 divided by 2 equals negative 15. So if I owe $30 to 2 different people, I am going to subtract negative $15 each from my bank account. The exponents 5 and 2 are subtracted. The difference between 5 and 2 is 3.
Here are some problems for you to try.
So 25 divided by 5 equals 5. X 5, the exponent 5 minus an exponent of 1 equals 4. So exponent 4, 5x to the 4th power should be the answer. No. Apply the quotient rule for exponents. Subtract the exponents of x. Maybe because there is no x down here, I don't subtract. So let's try it again. Whoops. Well, that's silly because they specifically tell us to subtract, but there's nothing down below on the denominator to subtract. So it stays the same. My mistake. That explains it, walks it through. $16 divided by 4. I know that if I have 16 things in all and I break it into 4 groups, there are 4 items in each group. So 4y exponent 8 minus 2 is 6. Done. That's the correct answer. Here's how it works. Pause it if you need to see that. Continuing on. 6 divided by, there's no number down here, so we assume it's a 1. 6 divided by 1 is 6. This has a negative in front of it. 6 divided by -1. 6 divided by -1. What? Oh, I'm on the wrong calculator. Scientific notation. How'd I get on that? We need the basic calculator for this. 6 divided by 1, that's negative, equals -6. Okay, good thing I double checked that. -6. In 7 minus 5, what's the difference? I could use this calculator over here. 7 minus 5 equals 2. Woohoo! Exponent 2. Done. Great. Got it. Move on. If you don't get the answer, go back and check. How come? 4 divided, oh boy, simplify the following expression as a monomial. 4x squared y3, 4y3 x squared. Okay, we can still do that. Divide the, what's it called? Coefficients. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I'm going to leave that blank. I'm going to put them in order. X, what is 2 minus 2? That's 0, so I'm going to leave it as X. What is y3 minus y3 is also 0. So I believe this is simply xy. Oh, no, simplify the coefficients first. Okay, I thought I did that. The variables that are alike by subtracting their exponents. I thought I did that. Maybe I have to do it on paper and match them all up. So 4x squared y3 divided by 4y3x squared. The 4 divided by the 4 equals 1. X squared minus x squared. 2 minus 2 is 0. So maybe the x cancels out and I don't even write an x. And then the same thing would happen with the y. So maybe the answer is just 1. Wow. How did that work? So the 4 divided by the 4 is 1. The x2 minus x2 equals 0. See, x to the 0. Well, x to the 0 power is saying x times nothing. X not times itself at all. So 5 not multiplied by at all, as in you didn't get it any times. Here's a $5 bill. Did you get it? No. So how many $5 bills do you have? 0. The same thing happens with the y. Exponent 3 minus exponent 3 is 0. Therefore, it's y to the 0 power, which means 0. That's how we got 1. Wow, that's a little tricky.
Polynomials that contain one term are called monomials. Monomials can be added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided to simplify an expression. To divide monomials, divide the coefficients and subtract the exponents of the variable.
All right. So polynomials are the same thing. There's just more steps. All right, so we're trying a few on our own. Oh boy. Okay. So 60 divided by -10 should be -6. Again, if you need to do the math, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. 60 divided by 10, that's negative, equals -6. There's no exponent or there's no variable to divide by. So it's -6 b to the 7th power. I think I got it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. Next, -78 divided by -6. There's no way I know that. So 78 negative divided by 6 negative equals 13. Dun, dun, dun. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. A positive multiplied by a positive, or sorry, a negative times a negative is also a positive. Okay, fun rules. Again, we're in the same situation with the exponents there. So I need to do exponent 4. Great, got it. 6 divided by 2 with negative divided by a negative is a positive. The answer is 4. 8 minus 4 is going to be a exponent 4. Done. No, the coefficient is incorrect. All right. -4, or sorry, -2 divided by oh, that's 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. I did subtraction. Oops. There we go. I got it right that time. Okay. I need to stop the recording and pick it up from another spot. So this is going to be spot number 1.